WWE Wrestlemania 20, where it all begins again, which is a bold tagline for a show that feels like at certain points it's never gonna fucking end. A very interesting show, I guess, in hindsight. Very volatile, maybe. There's some good wrestling in there. But there's also Garrison Cade and Jackie Gata, and Michael Cole gets stabbed with Taz's pencil, which I think is a euphemism. There's a lot to get into. There's a murderer in the main event. There's a lot to get into. Hey, sit right there. It's the Apron Bump Podcast.
Yeah. It's the hardest. Talk around and disregard it. Strip you off the ground, show you what hard is. Standing strong and proud, nothing can knock this. Let's get it started. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Howdy. How's everybody doing today? WrestleMania week, everybody. Is everybody amped? Huh? Come on. I know I'm not amped. I'm powered on. Maybe I'm in the outlet. You know, my prongs are in the wall, but I wouldn't say I'm like buzzing. For WrestleMania. It'll be a fun show. As of recording this is it's dropping a few days before WrestleMania 41. I'm looking forward to it. And by the way, the current plan is for next week, not to put the cart in front of a horse. Is that how you use that phrase? I don't know. But next week, post WrestleMania 41, I do plan on doing some sort of WrestleMania recap show, perhaps live. I'm thinking, now this could change, make sure to follow me on all the social medias, mainly X, to see what the plan will end up being. But right now I'm thinking perhaps doing a live stream Tuesday evening and then dropping it on Wednesday as a podcast after the fact. But if you want to be involved in perhaps the first live Apron Bump recording, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTubes, the Twitches. You can watch it on X, TikTok, all that stuff. So, like I said, follow me to make sure you're up to date on that. But before we get to that, we got a monumental show to talk about today for a variety of reasons. Some good, some bad. WrestleMania 20, where it all begins again. I don't think they said that enough on the show. Gee whiz. But man, what is there to say about this show? I'm sure everyone listening is familiar generally with the card, at least the major bullet points. We got Bill Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar in a notorious match. And it's going to be their last appearances in WWE for about a decade or so, at least. We got... What else do we got? We got The Undertaker returning as the dead man. Does that hold up in hindsight? We get into it. Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero. Ooh, daddy. Choke me. And we get into that and what made that match so good. Speaking of good matches, we got a dandy in the main event, triple threat match for the World Heavyweight title. The first ever main event in which there was no winner. Crazy. No, it's a heavy subject. It's a heavy subject. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But there's a lot to get into, obviously. It's a match that set the blueprint for some matches happening this weekend at WrestleMania 41. So hopefully in just one way. But outside of that, we got a hair versus hair match. We got some bullshit tag team fatal four ways. John Cena's first title win. I mean, this show is riddled with stuff to talk about, positive and negative. So it's a fun one. And it's a fun one not only because of the content, but it's a fun one because of my beautiful, beautiful guests, TC and Riq from the Young Kings Wrestling Podcast, returning to the show. Been too long since I had these guys on. Always a good time with the Young Kings Wrestling Podcast. Check them out every single week, wherever you listen to podcasts, as well as YouTube and all of that good stuff. I'll put all of their information in the description below. They keep up with the current product. They talk about all of the major happenings in this wild world of wrestling. They get into it. They put their unique spin on it, and it is always an entertaining listen and or watch. So go check out the Young Kings Wrestling Podcast. Like I said, follow them on all the social medias, which will all be included in the description. Do the same for me at Apron Bump on all the social medias. If you like this era of wrestling, you like for whatever fucking reason, if you love mid 2000s WWE, well, I suggest you subscribe, follow, whatever it is you have to do, and hop on the train. And if you want to get caught up on the catalog, go to apronbump.com to find everything, or just wherever you listen to podcasts and YouTube. Got a bunch of playlists on YouTube if you want to filter down to whatever era or promotion you'd like to hear me recap. You can also find this on apronbump.com. The link is in the description, but that'll bring you to all of the Ruthless Aggression era shows that I've covered chronologically. So if you go to the episodes tab, you select Ruthless Aggression, it's all there for you chronologically. And it's been a journey. It's this is the wrestling I grew up on. Sometimes for good, sometimes for bad, but it's fun reminiscing about this stuff and getting a secondhand look, a hindsight look at it. It's always fascinating. So with that, what else is there? Join the Discord, etc., etc. Let's just get into it, baby. It's a big, juicy one on our hands today. WWE WrestleMania 20 with myself and the Young Kings Wrestling Podcast.
We got 10 bathrooms, 10 beds.
What do you do with all those bathrooms? How much you got shit, man?
Yeah, shit all day.
Yeah, each got bidets too, I hope.
Different one every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might get bored of one and be like, man, I don't think I'm, it's different comfort levels. You got different comfort levels when you go and take a poop, right?
Sure, yeah. Sometimes you want a warm seat, a cold seat.
Yeah, like sometimes you just got to take everything off. Every article of clothing has to come off.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't know.
It has, like, sometimes it get deep like that.
Look,
it do.
If it's like that, you in trouble. Like, something bad happened if it goes down like that.
Not necessarily, no.
It's
the
only time that's ever happened to me is when I was struggling.
Oh no,
it's one of the joints for like
comfort level. You might want
your temperature getting high.
Free. Ain't even like that. You gotta have your legs free sometimes. Like you just want to spread out. Like you got the clothing restricts you. Especially when you just getting off work or something. Like I was always like that in high school. Like as soon as getting out of school, I've been in these jeans all day, and we just
everything comes off. You're saying,
right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you got to check your diet or something. I mean, if it's that violent of a situation, I think there's other things.
Oh, it's not violent. It's just relaxing. That's all it is.
I see. Well,
that's all it is.
Well, speaking of the shits, WrestleMania 20, gentlemen. Appreciate you guys coming back on here. Appreciate you. Did you guys get a chance to check out the show?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I was watching a little bit of it. We'll talk about it when we get to it. But I don't watch every match on this show, and I haven't watched every match on this show in years for obvious reasons.
It's hard.
But this was probably the third time since the incident happened where I've watched this match in full.
Talking about Molly getting shaved bald, right?
Oh, no, I watch it all the time. Victoria for Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
Shout out.
Love me some Victoria, so I'm always with it.
Yeah, man. Where do we rank WrestleMania 20 in terms of WrestleManias? Is that like out of the 41 as of recording? There's been 41 WrestleManias. Where does this like ballpark? Where does this fall for you guys?
Nostalgia purposes alone, I would put it in the top quarter, the top 25%.
Okay.
Personally speaking, just thinking back on it when I was a kid, like the hype from it. I used to damn near every day for months leading up to WrestleMania, I would draw this logo just like on my notebooks, like everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I love the logo for some reason. It was solid. Also, the road to WrestleMania for this event, I went to my first episode of Monday Night Raw when I was, what year was I? Like 11? Yeah. So I went to my first ever TV That was an experience.
What happened on that
So
Raw? Do you
I
remember?
always Victoria won the women's title.
There you go.
Brock Lesnar hit an F5 on Stone Cold during the main event.
Oh, that's big.
The main event was Eric Bischoff versus Vince McMahon. That was the main event they gave us.
Oh, man.
What else happened on the show? Chris Jericho and Fozzy had a concert like on the other side of town. So he was not on the show.
Thank God.
But yeah, thank God, no, Fozzy. That would have ruined my first experience actually. But no, Chris Jericho did a concert, so he wasn't on the show. In storyline, he wasn't booked. And then Eric Bischoff is pissed off because he has to face Vince in the main event. So he's just throwing his power around. Schedules Trish Stratus versus Christian in a match, and Jericho's not there.
Yeah.
And this is when, like, you know, Jericho clotheslines Trish, puts her in the walls of Jericho, gets that easy dub over her in his record book.
Brutal.
So those are the notable things that happened on this show.
Damn.
What a time. What a time. What about you, Riq? Where do you throw this one in terms of WrestleMania?
That's kind of where I put it. Like, I don't want to say middle of the pack because there's a couple that would fall into that category before that, but I think top 25 is probably, or top quarter of them so far is probably a good place to put it. It's like probably at the tail end of good Manias. Yeah,
I lean more probably towards the middle than the top quarter. It's there's a lot of filler on this show, man, and there's a lot. There's like 3, maybe 4
tag matches for sure.
Yeah, yes. And like just the pacing of it, like it felt like it started hot, and then it was like 2.5 hours of just nothing, and then we had some good stuff at the end. So it was just. There was a lot of good stuff. In here. Oh my God, we got to get into that. But jeez, Louise, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't age well on this show. But it's something. It's something. But might as well get into it. But I mean, WrestleMania 20. I don't know if you heard, but this is where it all begins again, guys. Thoughts on this situation? What a weird way to open. I mean,
that kid playing for Indiana right now is crazy as fuck to me.
Yes.
Was Gage? Yeah. Is that his name?
No, it's Declan.
Yeah, there we go.
No, that's Goldberg's son.
Gage is Goldberg's kid. Plays for Colorado. Yeah.
I get Shane McMahon, which is also Goldberg crazy. Mixed up. Yeah. Man. Crazy way to open. I mean, that was a good video package to open up the show. I liked. I found myself comparing the modern day WrestleManias a lot watching this show, and I feel like modern day Manias, you get like the celebrities in those intros. You get Kevin Hart or fucking like Gronk or some stupid shit. Here's the wrestlers on the show. Here's the wrestling. Get excited for the wrestling, and part of me enjoyed that. I thought it was a good way to kind of set the tone here. And then we open up to Madison Square Garden. Guys, WrestleMania, kind of a smaller. It feels like a smaller venue nowadays for WrestleMania, but I don't know. What'd you guys make of the environment and the stage?
I want to know what those ticket prices were like in 2004.
Did you see? I saw a graphic earlier. Show the ticket prices for WrestleMania 19, which was the year before this.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God!
And ringside was only $400.
That's insane. That's insane. That's about.
That's wild.
I went to WrestleMania 39. And that's about how much I paid for tickets to be like middle to the top, kind of. So wild. Yeah. Wild times.
In perspective, where WrestleMania is this year, Legion Stadium, in like section 300 for SummerSlam, which is actually high as hell. I did not sit there the whole night. I actually didn't make it past match 2 up there in that seat. It was that high up. I paid like $350 for that.
Really? It was that bad. You just left
for SummerSlam, not even for a pandemic. No, I didn't leave the show. I paid $350.
You said you didn't sit there as well.
We had, I had a couple empties by me, so I just told him and Katie to come down.
Solid.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Solid.
Yeah, $350 up there for SummerSlam off the pandemic. Like that's not even a WrestleMania. That's insane, actually.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, man. I'd be interested to see what the ticket prices were here too. But yeah, Madison Square Garden feels like they were trying to start like a trend. They had WrestleMania 10 there. Now they're having WrestleMania 20. They obviously didn't. I think it's the last WrestleMania they ever did at the Garden. But
very
interesting setup here. And we started off with a little John Cena challenging for the United States title against the champion, The Big Show. That title looks fucking dumb on The Big Show. Every time it gets me. It's like a toy on. It's like a necklace on his shoulder.
I was just about to say that.
Big Show never looked good wearing a belt.
No,
like the ECW title looked horrible. You just throw it on his shoulder, like.
But he always looked like he got the toy version. Like he's just, his hands be so big and all. Just it looks like he's holding a toy.
That's what I look like carrying, like the Mattel $20 at Walmart belt.
Right.
Basically.
I think like the WCW title looked okay because that title was just so big. And I think he was smaller at the time, I guess. So,
even like the Undisputed title, when he won that, it didn't look that bad. But like the US title looks dumb. The tag titles, when he had him with like the Miz, he had the 2 belts.
Right.
Yeah. He's just a big guy. Like he can't help it. But it just the visuals and the optics of it look kind of silly. For me to take this guy seriously, it looks silly.
Right.
Well, don't worry, because he won't be wearing it for too much longer because he's facing off against John Cena. But do we think so? John Cena here, 04, was he playing us back in 04? Was this social experiment that he had going on? Was it starting here, or was that a little bit later?
Oh, I don't know.
No, I think this John Cena was his authentic self, like back then. Like, because even his documentaries, he talked about like when he was younger, he would listen to rap music and like he would be writing raps and stuff when he was like 13. So I think this is genuinely him. He just wiggered it up a bit for TV, which like in hindsight, watching it back, he was low key corny, but like as a kid, I loved it. So like no complaints like right now about that. But I don't think it started until he won the world title, and then like he's doing the Marine, and then he's like transitioning into that gimmick. So now he's like being the face of the company. He's having to shed his authentic self and kind of put on this company man front a little bit. And then that's where we get, 20 years later, where we are now. And I think it started with that. But this is like they loved him here for this. Like they popped for every bar. And like I said, it was low-key corny. But like they loved it. I loved it.
You didn't like his rap?
It was cool. Like it's just a hindsight thing.
I didn't care for it.
Like with the times, again, I loved it with the times. But like, 20 years later, you look at where John Cena has come now. I can't picture him doing that. I'm glad that that's not where they pivoted when he turned heel. Just doing the old shit, playing back the classics. Because like, it wouldn't have. When he brought back the Doctor of Thugonomics, it was at 2012, 13, when he was feuding with The Rock. Even then, I was just like, hey, this is kind of past its time a little bit. And that was over 10 years ago. So like, he couldn't have done the Doctor of Thugonomics past maybe like 07.
Right.
At the most. Like once the Nas Hip Hop is Dead era kind of did its thing, like we can't have John Cena out here cosplaying as white rapper anymore.
Nah.
So like he would have had to switch it up anyway. But like it would have had a much shorter shelf life than it did if he didn't have to pivot just off of being that guy in the moment.
Right.
The gimmick I appreciated, the bars I didn't care for. But like once he dropped the hood out of his voice, that's where the experiment started. Because you could hear it.
Yeah.
Like he did some real code switching like all of a sudden out of nowhere in the middle of a world title run.
When he entered like Fruit Loop t-shirt era.
Yeah.
Orange,
yep.
I think an orange t-shirt. Era. Orange t-shirt Cena, I think is probably around.
08, 09.
Yeah. Well, good to know.
After the broken neck, after he came back from the broken neck that time.
Oh yeah.
That's when it started.
When was that?
That was about 08. It was after the Peck. It was the same year he came back from the
Yep. Yeah, that was the Batista match.
Yeah.
Right. So it's Batista's
like
fault.
He was out like 4 months. Yeah, it was.
Well, yeah, he's
like that boy.
Yeah, the rap was, the only line, I don't even remember what he totally said. It's something about itching like a penis with an STD, I guess was his closer.
Yeah, that caught my attention.
Itching to beat him like a penis with an STD.
Bars, right? Fellas?
Oh, that's crazy.
Hot fire?
And it's crazy because like the bars on his album were insane.
Were
Yes.
they though? I haven't listened to it in a while. Maybe I need to give it another.
I listened to it like a week ago. It still goes. Like, it still goes up. But like the bars on the album were like good. When you look at like the bars, he was using his throwaway bars on TV. The ones that weren't going to work.
He was playing.
Right.
Because I didn't think he could fill out an album until I heard it, and I was like, oh shit.
And he had some features on there, and his cousin was cold too.
Yeah, was it Trademark? Is that his cousin?
Trademark.
Yeah. Man, it's he needs to come out with the second album. Where were we at, John? My Time Is Now, Part 2?
The retirement.
Let's get it.
He can't even rap no more. Like, y'all remember he had those 2 songs with Wiz on the 2K?
Oh yeah.
Like, he wasn't even rapping good on that. Like, it was like some of the laziest flows.
My time, I can't remember the words, but I know the flow was like da 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 da. It was like The Rock on that Tech 9 song. It was just like bibbity bop, bibbity boop.
You know, The Rock went off. I'm sorry, The Rock went off.
That's a one time only. I will give him a passing grade for it.
He didn't write the verse. Tech 9 wrote that verse clearly.
Yeah.
As well. He went off, bro. I'm sorry. I'll play that in the gym all the time when I need that boost.
Yeah,
like when I need that one boost that the pre-workout and the Celsius, the W, whatever I'm on is not doing the job, I turn that song on and it just another.
You gotta drink the Zoa, man. You gotta listen to it and drink his drink.
Ooh, facts.
Good.
Close it out with a shot of Terramana, and you're just.
Oh man,
come on.
Hey, don't give me no ideas.
Off and running in.
Listen.
Yeah, I don't know, but John Cena, big show here. The match is pretty bare bones. Big Show dominates 99% of it, and then John Cena with the chain, or he hits the FU for a 2 count. I forgot he did the FU twice in this match.
Yeah.
And then after that first FU, he grabs the chain. The ref is like, John, could you please not hit him with the chain? John's like, okie dokie. Throws his chain across the ring, then grabs his little knuckle things and hits Show about the head with it. And then a second FU for the win and gets his first title in WWE. Pretty big moment here. And only time, if only he knew how many more of these bad boys he would win later in his career. But I don't know. What do you guys think about it?
It was a good opener. Like, you get John Cena out there to hype the crowd up. The match, it wasn't bad. Like, I'm kind of thinking of doing a retrospect on the Big Show's career because I don't think we respect Paul White's career enough. It's like looking back on some things he's done, he wasn't that bad. Like, I think we look at the stuff he was doing with the Authority around that time, and we were kind of sick of it. We were chanting, please retire at this man.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he has yet still. He's still wrestling.
Not officially.
I want to say.
No more BS.
But like, yeah. But like back then, I think like he has a lot of moments that we look back on fondly, and he made a lot of people look really good. John Cena in this case, like 2 FUs. Like that's major. And he made John Cena look great like 5 years after this at WrestleMania 25 as well.
Right.
I was about to say that with that double FU.
Hey, respect the Big Show, low key.
This is a good period for Show. I would say like 03 to like, mid, like this ECW run. That's like it's like his peak period. So
this match, the stuff he did with Eddie, stuff he did with Kurt, all of that was dope.
Yes.
With Brock, even some of the stuff with Taker was pretty good. Like I don't mind the big. Yeah. I think he was just a victim of bad booking. Ultimately, the heel face thing made everybody not care about him one way or the other, unfortunately. And
I think there's a lot of stories that, around that time period, like from when he first came in till about 02, where a lot of people say he kind of got in his own way as far as like conditioning, stuff like that, where, he just wasn't putting in the work to improve. Guys were probably getting hurt out there. That's one of the things I kind of remember. Don't quote me on that one, though. But I think it was just like he had to get into a groove as well. And then once he got into the groove, then it just kind of took off. And he's like the ultimate utility player you can depend on at all times.
Yeah.
Again, respect the Big Show.
Yeah.
Shout out Paul.
Yeah, no, this was a solid opener. It was never gonna go long. It didn't need to go long because if you understand the assignment, then it's easy.
Yeah.
Great way to start the show.
Yeah. I mean,
Is that a Steve Austin?
It is. I had to go to 2 different spots to try and find this motherfucker because
is that the
it's
lager
like
or the IPA?
the
Yeah, that's the
IPA.
American. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Hey, I had the double IPA, like the one in black. That shit's strong as hell, bro.
That's the best one, though, in my opinion.
It is. I might give me a case for WrestleMania.
Do it. They got to be selling it somewhere around there, right?
Oh,
I know one place that sells it near my house,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll go there before, get everything I need.
Hell yeah.
Dope.
Speaking of things we need, we got Coach backstage. He's
Man, why he was walking around like he was the man?
Look at him, Coach.
Hey, no, 2003 Coach. No, 05 Coach.
It's a menace.
Around that time, used to wear the Kango and the polo.
Yeah.
Like, that dude, he did think he was a dude like that.
Dude, he's.
I remember he was in Day of Reckoning. Like once you get past like OVW and you get to like Sunday Night Heat, he's the guy that you got to go to for all your bookings and everything like that. Like when did Coach get these promotions? Like
Day of
somebody
I
got
know those checks were looking lovely though.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, Coach isn't in the PlayStation games. He's not in the Xbox or the PlayStation games.
No.
We'll throw Coach in the GameCube game. Yeah, sure.
He don't have no voice. He has no voice parts at all. It's just straight up. It's not even mocap either. It was just like
was that the last time we were on here and we talked about how good his music was?
Probably. I mean, I talk about it all the time, so it was a good bet. I mean,
I think so.
God, I wish I had it queued up somewhere.
This shit slapped, bro.
Both of his themes.
He's
had two of them.
it. I can't.
I'm thinking the one with the jazz music.
But the original, the one without lyrics.
The one with lyrics. I have no idea what they were saying. There was a whole bunch of skibbly dee wop b on that, but it was going crazy. He had no business having music that fire.
He's a menace, this Coachman. And he runs into old Teddy Long backstage. They hug. I guess they're friends. Players, they are, I suppose. And then Coach walks into Eric Bischoff's office. We get a little Johnny Nitro cameo here.
Oh, yeah.
Makes his WrestleMania debut.
That.
He was the assistant.
And Eric gives him the direction to go find the Undertaker because apparently people are hearing things all around the arena. It's very spooky.
My question about this: what jurisdiction does Eric Bischoff have for anybody to be looking for the Undertaker? He is not on your show. I understand he's facing somebody from your show, but like, yo, listen, I don't fuck with SmackDown. I don't care if he shows up. That's an easy win for Raw at WrestleMania. That looks good for us.
You know what? I didn't see Paul Heyman.
Don't go find him.
I didn't see Paul Heyman anywhere, and he's the current GM for SmackDown. So maybe he no-showed, and we just have to give everything to Eric.
Paul Heyman not on this show? It was in New York. What's good with that?
No, he wasn't. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure he was like on the Heat or something. He had to have been somewhere, right? Because like you said, he's from New York. I don't see why he wouldn't be on the show. But
was he at WWE World? Was that still a thing then?
No, I don't.
They used to send everybody there.
WWF New York. Paul Heyman eats chicken tenders.
I went. It was actually a dope spot, but
how was the food?
It's like I don't even remember if I had any when I was there.
Did they have like goofy names like the WCW restaurant? Like Hulk Hoagies and Kevin Nashville chicken tenders.
I just remember they had it was a perfect spot to watch. Like they had giant ass screen all the way in the back. They had merch all over the place. It was like you had a combination of a clothing store, then like gear and toys off to the side, and then like in the back you had tables. Like there was so much shit going on in there that like was so combined together.
I dare them to open a new one.
It's bound to happen. They got to give it another try. If they give the XFL another try, or I guess it wasn't them, but yeah. So we got Coach. He's on the move to try to find Taker. More on that later.
Yes.
we get a little Evolution promo. Sans Triple H, so just Randy, Batista, and Ric Flair. They'll be in a tag team match later. Giving Orton a bit of a spotlight here to show some of his mic work, which still pretty new at this point, but I mean, I thought they nailed this. I mean, they're on the staircase where a few months ago, Randy kicked Mick Foley down the stairs. So they were
first ever punt.
The first punt.
The first punt, yes. So I mean, any notes on that? I thought it was a good promo by old Randall.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
They couldn't get the cameras angled correct at all. They just like, okay, now we're going front. Then we're going from the side.
Yeah.
Then we're going down. Then we're going like up at them. Like they was just all over the place. But nah, it was a good promo.
Brad Maddox up in this bitch, but
very 2004 promo. Oh, hey.
Oh boy,
maybe that's where he got to start. Who knows? That's where he learned his techniques.
Hey man.
Well, hey, speaking of music, what do you guys think about this?
It's the Booker Man, y'all. Can you dig it? Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah.
Thoughts?
I had that in my notes too.
Yeah, I forgot they had that on this show. I was like, oh,
PU.
They had the RVD ad libs.
Yes,
in that song
like in them embedded within it. It was.
Oh man,
I don't know. There's like one or two good songs on that album. One is John Cena, one is Rikishi.
Well, no, they got the Rey Mysterio one, Crossing Borders.
Oh yeah, Ray, Crossing Borders. Yeah, Ooh. That was hard.
Fire. But we bring that up because the tag team champions are here, Booker T and RVD, and they're defending.
Underrated team.
It was okay. They
were two of my favorites, so put them together.
Well, when you look at this lineup and you look at the tag division, I guess they're the best because I mean, look, we got a fatal 4-way. We got Booker and RVD defending against Garrison Cade and Mark Jindrak versus the Dudley Boys versus La Resistance. I mean, you got a French team where half of them isn't even French. You got two teams of a couple singles guys put together, and then you got 2004 Dudleys. Like,
neither of them were French. Actually, they were both Canadian.
Is Rene Dupree not French?
No, he's Canadian.
What? Time out.
French Canadian at least, right?
Yeah, he's French Canadian, but yeah.
Okay, I think that.
Oh, I was about to say.
Man, that would have.
You can't be exposing that lie.
No, like Rob Conway is American. The guy is like.
Oh yeah, I know that.
He's from Kentucky or some shit.
Former NWA champion Rob Conway. Have some respect.
He is, yo.
Defended it at Wrestle Kingdom.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we was giving that belt to anybody. We'll see. They let it go. Hey, get this shit to Adam Pearce 7 times.
Yeah. Hey, come on. Let's not besmirch Scrap Daddy.
Oh man,
it is official.
Listen, it's not Tyrus.
Yeah,
they gave it to Tyrus.
Yeah.
Somebody call his mama. But the tag team title match here. One of 2 4-way tag title matches on this show, and both of them are pretty forgettable. I'd probably say this one was the better one slightly, but they were both like whatever. What'd you guys think about it?
It was whatever. Yeah. Like they had to give they had to give Booker and RVD something to do.
Yes.
And then they had to give everybody else something to do. They had to get the Dudleys on the show. Even with the one on SmackDown, you had to get guys on the show. Like that's all it was. It was. They still do it to this day. It is the multi-person matches just to get everybody on.
I honestly preferred the SmackDown one over this. Just like it's like you said, 04 Dudleys was not doing it for me. Like they only put that back together because we ran out of steam with was it Pastor Devon or
Reverend Deacon?
Reverend
Devon,
yeah, Reverend
Deacon
Devon.
Batista.
Yeah, that ran out.
Please call my name.
Yeah, that was the best part about it. Like this wasn't hitting. And honestly, I liked RVD when he teamed with Mysterio more than I did with Booker. Like Booker was.
It was the same year
Booker,
too.
They both had better tags. Booker was better with Goldust. RVD was better with Ray.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I know another partner Booker was better with.
His
brother.
I'm about to say, like,
Chet Snow, right? Or no? What's
Chet Snow?
What was Kevin? It was Black. No, it was Black Snow and Chet something, right? Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
Oh, he's kicking him. Oh, he's kicking him in the ring. Booker T is kicking him.
That
So
was funny.
RVD and Booker win this one. Scissors kick to Rob Conway, 5-star by RVD. They retain the titles. And I don't mind the tandem of these two guys, but it was just a lot like Garrison Cade, Mark Jindrak. Get the fuck out of here.
Nah.
Garrison Cade, a legend in my hometown, but like,
Nah.
nah, he not a legend. But yeah, nah.
I'm about to say, the fuck did he do?
I actually don't mind Lance Cade, but I don't know. This whole deal with Jindrak, just here's a couple generic, vaguely muscular white guys with short hair and short tights.
Right.
Like, just a factory of them. Get
When
them
we
all out
talk
there.
about people having better partners, like Lance Cade had a better partner. I didn't care for Cade and Murdoch at all, but like that was a way better
I
situation.
kind of liked it. Mark Jindrak and Luther Reigns. I mean, goated tag team as well.
Holy shit.
Damn.
The Reflection. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Luther Reigns is one of my goats.
Goats of what?
I'm sorry.
Eating,
He got one of my favorite promos.
I was about to say
Eating
the
peas.
Thanksgiving promo. The
He's your
Thanksgiving
favorite
Peas.
promo.
I had peas before.
That shit is gold.
Give me some of that turkey.
I'm-
Give me some of them mashed potatoes.
Hell
Dope
yeah.
promo. I'm sorry.
It is.
What's up there?
I'm dreading going through 2004, man. Let me tell you. But well, I know what you guys are thinking. Where's Coach at? Well, let me tell you, he's still looking for Undertaker,
Oh.
and he finds these freakish noises that people have been hearing in the bowels of the arena, I guess, or somebody's in somebody's bowels. We got some noises coming out, and then the door opens, and then Mean Gene Okerlund comes out, lipstick all over his face, shirt unbuttoned, half a chub going. Then he said he was checking out the pipes. Folks.
Oh, he sure was.
And then he's followed out by Bobby the Brain Heenan comes out looking equally as disheveled. And he says there are playing cards. He says, it's not what you think. It's not what you think. Which, God, I hope not. But and then he's followed by Fabulous Moolah, Mae Young. Hey, guys, come back in here and have sex with us or whatever they're doing in there. Thoughts?
I got a couple thoughts. First of all, that lazy ass arena worker, shouldn't that be your job to get somebody to look? Why is somebody from the person having the show investigating noises in the arena?
What else is
Like,
Coach doing?
they paid to be here.
That's
Like,
true.
what's that about? Like,
All
first
right.
of all, do your job. Second of all, we need to bring back, because this is what this reminded me of. We need to bring back Ron Simmons just coming across crazy shit at WrestleMania and just saying, damn. Like,
Yes.
when did that stop?
I don't
It just
know.
randomly stopped one year and it hasn't been a thing since. I miss it. Like,
Oh,
just bring
man.
back Ron Simmons saying damn randomly.
It's been a hot minute, honestly.
Yeah, maybe it just needed a break, but I'm with you. Let's revamp that. Let's bring it back. Ron's still around. He can still throw out a damn.
Hell yeah.
Goddamn, man.
Oh, goddamn. Well, more on Ron Simmons later, but before that,
Mhm.
we got Chris Jericho versus Christian. Hoo-wee. What do you guys remember about this backstory?
Well, what I explained earlier.
Canadian dollar.
Probably the biggest
Yeah,
story
yeah.
beat happened like in my, in my first like time going to Raw. I honestly, I'm gonna be real. Like, I was young, but I was old enough to know that hey, this is veering on like an uncomfortable level of television right now. Y'all having a bet on who can smash first? Like, that's wild.
It was,
Like,
I mean,
what?
$1 Canadian, high stakes.
Oh my god.
And that's less value than an American dollar.
right.
Like, that's even worse. So yeah, I thought the whole
Oh.
premise was insane, but like once we hit those story beats, it's solid.
Because Jericho, it started out as a bet, but then Jericho started
Called feelings.
real feelings, and then Trish, of course, why wouldn't she? You know, she doesn't trust Jericho. It was all a bet. Well, you're not being genuine. So Jericho has to fight for weeks and weeks to prove his real love, and then they finally get to that point, And then Jericho's tag team partner Christian's like, "Hey, pal, you're paying more attention to her than me, so I'm going to beat you up now," which is kind of the gist of it. And then, like you mentioned,
Did they ever win the tag titles?
No,
I feel like they did. No,
I don't think so.
It's Googleable.
I feel like they did, but yeah. Then, like you said, Eric Bischoff at some point, booked a match between Christian and Trish Stratus, and Christian just annihilates her, of course. And now we're here. Now we're here. Let me just Google this real quick. Maybe I'm thinking of like they were.
But
Yeah,
that was years earlier.
They did
years earlier.
Oh, this is singlet, long hair, Christian.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a different lifetime.
I just remember thinking like I was expecting Christian to come out of this looking, like more of a star and everything like that, because Jericho's already established. But then it was like Trish kind of overshadowed it, because it's like, well, she really pulled the trigger on all this. Like Christian kind of just got some burned by proxy, like didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah. No, that was kind of my takeaway here, is that like coming out of this, I agree. I would say Trish is the one that's elevated out of all of this. But that being said, like
she took off really after this.
Yeah, that's like what everybody remembers, the turn at the end, the make out on the stage, but
that's the best that Trish Stratus has ever looked to.
Yeah, I can't deny that. But that being said, like this match, I forgot how good this match was. I mean, I knew it was like a pretty good match, but I mean, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fast paced. It was pretty back and forth, I mean, it was kind of just action. Like Christian brings out the Impaler, bring it back, going back to his Brood days. Submissions, a lot of intensity. I thought this was really good. What do you guys think about it?
Contrary to the current landscape of one Chris Jericho, no one can ever accuse him of not working well. So just pairing the two up together, they always going to make something dope. Looking back on it now, it's like it's kind of hard for me to get invested in it, but it's like it's a good watch. I'll give it that.
This is the best match on the undercard, easily. Not saying much, but it's my favorite match on the undercard. Like, love the twist. The twist was crazy, like watching it when it happened. Like, that was insane. Again, like this took Trish to a whole other level. Like a whole nother level.
Yeah.
She held the women's title like a year and a half, something like that.
Yep.
After this. Like, yeah, it didn't do much for Christian in hindsight, but it helped Trish out a lot.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Like, somebody benefited from it.
Yeah. Somebody had to.
Both these guys kind of just toiled around in the mid card like for the rest of this year. And Trish, like you said,
they both left the year after that.
Yeah. That's a good point. And for anyone unfamiliar, the twist is at the end, Trish, she gets in the ring at some point, gets shoved down. Jericho goes to check on her, and then Trish elbows him, and then Christian capitalizes with a roll up for the 1, 2, 3. And you're led to believe that it was an accidental elbow from Trish, but then when Jericho checks on Trish again, she slaps the shit out of him a bunch of times. Christian comes back, unprettier, to Jericho. And then Christian and Trish leave together and make out on the stage. What a scene. What a scene.
The evil world we live in.
Heel Trish,
man. Listen, that whole bet, her finding out, and she just played the long game after that, was willing to take bumps to make it realistic. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, do you think Trish and Christian like had this all figured out when they were, wrestling each other? Commitment on her part, if so. Gotta respect it, ultimately.
Like, man, when a woman wants revenge, she be a suicide bomber if she has to be.
Maybe that's her kink, though. Maybe she likes being bent in half in a lion tamer. Maybe that's... Who are we to judge? Really?
I would not. I've seen Trish do yoga. Clearly, she's okay with it.
Exactly. Well, we go on from that to backstage, and we got Lillian Garcia with Mick Foley backstage, and The Rock interjects himself. The Rock and Sock connection is here. This version of The Rock, I mean, I always say this is like Get Smart Rock, where it's like he's like a slightly beefier Jonathan Coachman.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The new tattoo with the goatee and the hair. I don't know, man.
The last great hair day for Dwayne that we would see.
Hey, The Rock's cut was trash.
It wasn't good. That's
like,
for sure.
Okay, there's a good maybe. I want to say The Rock went bald in like 2010, 2011. So
right around there, yeah.
For a good 5-6 years, and when he first got to Hollywood, he was just trying shit. Like at one point, he grew his hair long. Like that's what we're talking about here. He was just trying shit in Hollywood, and none of it was working. Trash cuts, like trash facial hair. He finally found something that worked for him. The baldy with the clean shave. That's The Rock that, you know, we can look at and be like, okay, this is versatile. Like if he had that goatee when he first came back, that shit was trashed.
Yeah, the goatee look didn't work for him until the salt and pepper kicked in. When that worked, he was okay. That I can work with that. That looks better.
Even full beard Rock that we got right now is that works too.
Yeah. But nah, this one didn't hit at all. This was a funny ass segment though.
You got the hurricane there, the Hamburglar.
Hey, Rosie has some great facial expressions in that.
Dude, I can love Rosie, man.
Man.
R.I.P. Rosie.
Facts.
It's crazy how much Roman looks just like his brother.
Exactly like him. It's crazy. You can't really see it here because of the mask, but when he's unmasked, I mean, you can still kind of see it, but like particularly when he's unmasked, it's wild. Wow, Jimmy Snuka's here too, huh, folks?
Hey, Don Morocco.
Don Morocco, The Rock, and The Rock. I mean, a couple rocks. Get Kid Rock in there, make it a whole rock formation. So, oh, that was a fun little. You have to have a Rock promo if you got him on the show. He goes out, look at the people, and then all that stuff. So,
yeah, opening up the doors and all this.
I didn't mind it.
Talking about don't look at the people's package. The buffet is closed.
Lillian was looking at the strudel, so
yeah, she talked about that on the that interview she did with Chris, and it was like, yeah, that was one of the things. Like they kind of just like was doing shit on the fly, and it was one of the things like she just was dying laughing afterwards because it was funny as hell. Like they had fun like that.
Yeah, no, it worked. It worked, especially with Mick Foley there. And yeah, speaking of which, that leads us into the match. 3-on-2 handicap match. Evolution, represented by Batista, Randy Orton, and Ric Flair, taking on the Rock and Sock Connection, Mick Foley and Rock. So going into the thought I had going into this is I know that Mick Foley was not happy with this match. He wrote about it in his book, and I think that's a lot of like what made the Backlash match the next month happen. When I was watching this, I was like, "This is a pretty damn good match." I mean, I don't know. He has his own personal opinions, like who am I to say? But this was a little better than I remember. What do you guys think about it?
Bumping his ass off, like this was
the cactus elbow on the outside.
Solid. Yeah, this was solid. I don't know what he was complaining about. Honestly, I think this was the only time that
Rock and Ric Flair.
Yes, I would say this was the only time they got like mixed it up for real.
Rock and Orton, Rock and Batista is the only time that either of those pairs were a thing. So it was interesting to get those like dream match glimpses.
I remember, obviously Peacock edited it now, but like when I watched it back then, there was a point where I think Rock was going for the tag and Rick grabs him, and you just hear him loud and say like, "I don't think so, motherfucker." I was like, "Whoa, hold on,
language
censors ain't working or something." But you watch it back now, it's like this. They probably cut the seconds of that off because you ain't hear nothing. But nah, this was fun. This was dope.
Yeah, the central thing here is the Randy Orton Mick Foley feud, which has been pretty sick. I mean, it's the best thing going on Raw at this point, in my opinion. Orton spitting in his face, the punting down the stairs, Mick Foley costing Randy Orton the Royal Rumble. all that. It's a really intense feud, and it culminates into a great match at Backlash next month. But we have this match on the way here.
I kind of forget about that because I don't watch the Rumble either in 04. So like I don't even remember like that happening.
The comfortability.
I gotta run it back.
The comfortability that people had with this motherfucker spitting in their faces was like crazy,
bro.
Dude, it was a.
He made me think that shit was okay to do.
Like Harley took one. Somebody else, I think it was either like Sarge or Jake, and then Mick took it multiple times. Like, yo, these are OGs. Gross. Like I would have shoot punched him. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's Cowboy's son, man. He got that pass. But like, I think if he would have been anybody else, he wouldn't have got that pass.
Like, that is crazy.
So yellow. Like, it was so like visible when you did it.
Yeah, drink some water, bro.
Shit. I can't imagine what his piss looks like. Good Lord, Randall. But like the little glimpses of like Rock and Flair going at it. The Rock or Rick goes for the people's elbow and he does like his strut as he's doing it, and then Rock kips up and then hits it on Ric Flair, doing the mocking of his strut. Like they're like mocking each other all throughout this match. Drama at the end was pretty good too. We got a Rock
that would have
bottom.
been a dope ass program between those two. Like,
they never had. I guess they never really had anything going on one-on-one at least.
Like just the promos alone, like would have been a whole lot of bag talk.
Because you know what's crazy? Mick and Rick had a dope feud in 06.
They did.
So I could only imagine if Rick and Rock would have got at it on the mic.
There's still time, fellas. Still time for it to happen. Huh? One more match, Rick. One more match.
Oh, God.
Let's make it happen. Let's get Triple H on the horn. But we got a rock bottom to Randy Orton. Ric Flair pulls him from making the pin.
Have y'all seen The Substance?
No, I have not.
I've seen parts of it.
So, on The Substance, it's Demi Moore. She's playing like this old actress that used to be big and famous. Now she's just whatever. And she comes across this drug that makes her young, like a younger version of herself out of her.
Yeah.
Like, if we can do that to Ric Flair, put him up against the Rock.
Is Ric Flair the one you would use it on? What about like who else? Man, that could be a whole thing.
I'd probably use it for Mick. Cause you know something? Cause I said this with TC.
Good old Mick versus John Moxley.
We don't have a Mick anymore in that spot that he was in. Because like we talked about the match at Backlash. He did that match.
Owens.
He did the match with Triple H. He did the match with Edge at WrestleMania 22. Like, those were like the match that solidified dudes. Like, yo, they can handle shit. And they became main event stars as a result. Like, you don't have a Mick Foley in the present day. And it shows.
Hey, Kevin Owens is that guy.
Eddie Kingston,
he might be.
Perhaps?
He might be getting there.
Fellas? Eddie Kingston?
Eddie Kingston got to get on TV. Where he been?
I was about to say, where's he been, though? I saw that post where he was doing like, I don't know, he meditating or something like that. He got long ass hair.
He look crazy.
Yeah. Gonna come back as a yogi.
He look like David Letterman now, or like y'all seen George Lopez now. George Lopez looking crazy.
Dude,
I've seen a picture.
I kind of like it though.
It's crazy.
Kind of like it. But then Mick Foley goes for the Socko, but then RKO out of nowhere for the win. So Evolution gets the win. And, I mean, big win for these guys. I mean, they've been, at this point, kind of just a backup for Triple H, but got the Intercontinental Champion. Yes. First Mania for Orton and Batista. And it was good. Like I said, it was a lot better than I remember. And only better things to come from this, I feel like. I think it's Rock's last match for like a decade
7
or so.
years.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Yep.
And no, it was good stuff. This Hall of Fame class, 2004, is pretty crazy. Look, I mean, just the names.
They loaded up like.
Let me rattle these off here. Big John Studd, Don Morocco, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Harley Race, Jesse Ventura, Junkyard Dog, Sergeant Slaughter, Billy Graham, Tito Santana, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Pete Rose.
Pete Rose.
He's taped Tombstone Pete Rose.
Yes. I don't think they've had a class with that many people since then. Like they just went crazy with it.
Yeah, they didn't do Hall of Fame for like 10 years. So they kind of loaded it up here, like on the 20th anniversary of WrestleMania. And introducing Pete Rose in New York was kind of diabolical. Like, he got booed for a little bit.
Yeah, they dragged him.
Mean Gene said he called Bobby Heenan his tag team partner, which is appropriate. They were tag teaming the Hoes a couple hours ago.
Hey.
So,
that's what back-to-back fatal 4-ways, unfortunately.
Hey. Hey, the fatal 4-way is crazy.
Hey, dear, would you like to have a triple threat tonight? So, we got...
I saw Greg Valentine at a con a few years back. He had the Virgil table going on. Like, nobody was over there.
Oh, man.
Man, that's where we at now?
Respect the hammer, people. Come on.
Man, listen.
So we got all of this. We got Mean Gene introducing all of these guys. It's this big, long, drawn-out thing. It's like, look at all these... The people that have paved the way for the stars of today. This is real wrestling. All right, now here's an evening gown match. We got, or I'm sorry, a Playboy evening gown tag team match. See the Playboy cover girls, Sable and Tori Wilson, taking on Miss Jackie and Stacy Keibler. So the Raw tag team here, and Jackie and Stacy, they were like, they think they were snubbed. They thought they were the hottest divas, and they should have been in Playboy. So that's why we're here. So the rules: you got to pin or submit your opponent because it's not a traditional evening gown match. You got to rip the evening gown off to win. But this one, they just they decided to take them off before the match, which is a little. I don't know if I agree with that.
Cease to purpose.
Yeah. So I don't know, but 5 stars, 6 stars. What do we think? What are we thinking about this one? Commentary carried this.
Maybe -5.
I was at work, so I skipped this match.
Not safe for work.
This shit.
There's
bad.
Cole and Taz were on one during this match, man. There was one point where Taz is like, because they're all undressing in the ring, and Taz is like, all right, I'm gonna undress, and then Cole's like, no, and then he says, ow. Taz stabbed him with his pencil, and then Taz is like, that's not my pencil. Which is fucking hilarious.
Hey, Taz got allegations.
Hey, come on. Easy to Pete.
Oh, man. Now, commentary was like kind of tripping this night. Because like I remember in the Jericho and Christian match, and King was just casually just supporting domestic shit because he said something about like, well, Christian's decided Chris broke his heart, so he's gonna break her jaw. I'm like, the fuck? What is this?
Math don't math there, Gerald.
Hey, a lot of people got allegations on this commentary table.
Yeah, they were tripping.
Yeah.
But in this case, they kind of had to be because this match was just like, nah. It was not.
It was what 2 minutes of a couple gals ripping each other's hair, and Tori pins Jackie with an O'Connor roll and really holds the pinfall there for a little bit. So
yep. And tried to pull the paintings down, show everybody real quick.
Let's see what she had
on the way out.
Good grief.
Crazy.
Speaking of allegations, we got a little backstage segment here next. Eddie Guerrero is here with somebody. He's with somebody backstage, and Eddie says to this unnamed person, he doesn't think that he can win this match, and then the theoretical person's like, I believe it. You don't believe in me. I believe in me.
Hey, roid rage on full display.
Yeah.
Like. We got no Eddie. Look at me. Like, hold on. Step back real quick.
Save big fella.
Oh man, watching this shit back is just like you just gotta like grip something and just be like, oh.
Literally everything that a theoretical person does, it just like does not age well. Everything they
No.
do, go watch the last segment of One Night Stand, and like that person goes and grabs JBL or somebody.
Yeah.
And Stone Cold says, "Kill that son of a bitch." It was like, listen, it took that too literal.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yes, sir, Mr. Austin.
Oh man.
Yikes. Well, more on that fellow later, I guess. But the segment does do a good job at setting up the close of the show. In hindsight, maybe it's not as great, but before that, though, we got ourselves a Cruiserweight Open for the Cruiserweight title. What do we got? 10? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 Cruiserweights in a gauntlet match for the Cruiserweight title. Chavo Guerrero's Cruiserweight title, and Chavo will be their last entrant in this match. I mean, it was obviously very rushed. I mean, it was like 1 minute on average per person, per fall.
Yeah.
So maybe this probably should have just been like a scramble of some sorts, like just throw them all in the match at once and let them go. The pacing of this felt weird. There was a lot of talented guys in this match, but it was so rushed that it was not even worth. I mean, it wasn't. This
was one of the things that you could have did on SmackDown and saved the time on the card.
Yeah.
Or just have like Chavo versus Ray, or have like a fatal 4-way of like four. Do we need Funaki on the card?
Well, they were supposed to have Chavo. It was supposed to be Chavo versus Ray initially. I don't know why it got changed. I don't remember that. But I do remember Ray won a shot at the belt versus Chavo at Mania. And then they turned it into this for some reason.
Why did that? I just watched that. I don't even remember. Ray was screwed in some way. I remember. But we get
like Paul Heyman was on some bullshit.
That's really the crux of it, is that Paul Heyman was
a
relatively crooked individual as a general manager. So that's why we're here.
So do y'all remember watching this live in Ultimo Dragon Trip during his entrance?
Yes. It wasn't on Peacock. I was like, am I just misremembering that?
They had the camera angle out just like, it's like spaced out, so you don't really see. And it like you gotta like look real close to zoom into it, but yeah, they make sure to keep.
They cut it out back like when they first made the network back then, because I remember it wasn't on there either. Because like that was one of the first things I went to go look at.
Yes,
I'm a hater, so
it's funny because in like Ultimo Dragon, like the only reason he came to WWE is because he wanted to wrestle at WrestleMania, and now here he has this shot and he fucking slips as soon as he walks out there. Like what a goofball!
In MSG.
I guess.
Nerves bad. Hey, Rey Mysterio in 2004 was cool as hell, bro.
The Flash?
Hell yeah.
It's better than Silver Surfer.
Cruiserweight Rey Mysterio was cold.
Who's that jumping out the sky? That Rey? Yeah.
Man. When he had knees.
I mean, he still has knees. They're just different knees. They're a little modified.
People's cells in his knees. When he had his own cell.
He's still going. He can still go.
He lost weight so he can, keep the speed up a little bit. It's crazy to think. Like, if you look at Ray in like 05, 06 compared to Ray, the last 2 years, it's like, God damn. It's night and day.
Hey, I think Ray was in that remember that steroid bust? Was he in that?
Which one?
In like 07.
The one where Chavo was a part of it.
Like Edge got suspended.
Edge, Kennedy. Suspended. Yeah.
Morrison.
I don't think so.
Good thing they don't do that anymore, because 2025 Ray, I mean, he's not. You can't look like that at how 50 years old, and it's a little suspicious.
So speaking of everybody over the age of 45 is on something.
I'm about to say, and he's a Hall of Famer now, so he basically just do whatever the fuck,
he's
calls for.
Grandfathered in, You're talking about weight earlier. Let's talk about Billy Kidman for a second. This guy is not a fucking cruiserweight.
He was never.
No, never.
And maybe when he first came in, but not anymore. No.
Yeah, and we talking about people who didn't deserve a theme that was as hard as it was. Billy Kidman did not. The 450 aside, because the 450 was fire, but He didn't do nothing else to me getting this fire ass theme. Oh, the shooting star. That's what it was. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It was just not. It did not warrant this fire ass theme song. I'm sorry.
Listen, y'all don't know what it's like Saturday night watching Velocity.
Well, yes,
Billy Kidman theme.
Yes,
dude.
Oh man,
you can't tell me that's not DMX to this day.
Dude, him and Jamie Noble had some awesome matches. Like that 02, early 03 period for the Cruiserweights was so good. Tajiri. I mean, they're all in this match, but they get like 2 seconds each. Akio's out there. He didn't even get in the match because he gets misted by accident by his boy Tajiri.
Hey, he had on some drip too.
Oh, he did. All drip, no substance.
That coat was crazy.
He understand.
That coat was crazy. Give me that coat. Somebody find me the link to that coat that Akio had on at WrestleMania 20.
Jimmy Wang Yang, the drip god. Let's go, folks. Yeah, like it was very quick. You got what happens here? You got Noble taps out Ultimo Dragon to a guillotine. You got Funaki getting pinned in literally like 2 seconds. Nunzio gets counted out. The only really spot of note here is the shooting star that Kidman did to the outside onto Noble and Nunzio, where it seems like they all got concussions as a result of this.
Oh yeah.
He hit like 90% of the shooting star, but whatever, they kind of caught him. It was fine, but it was gnarly looking. Eventually, it comes down, of course, to Chavo and Ray are the last two. Ray goes for a sunset flip. Chavo drops down, and old Chavo Sr. grabs the arms of Chavo Jr. to secure the win for his son. So Chavo retains after all this, even though he's like the least remarkable guy out of the bunch. So it is what it was, I guess.
Yeah.
Cruiserweight titles is on a downslope from here on out. You got Spike Dudley enters the fray, and Funaki's all over the place. Yeah, Jackie Moore versus Chavo Classic.
Oh my God. Now, the best thing that could have happened for the Cruiserweight title was Gregory Helms when he won the Rumble at the Rumble in 06 and went on that year run. Like that. That should have brought some new life to the division, but it was just the tail end of it, really.
Right. But we go from cruiserweights to some beefy boys. We got Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar with special guest referee Steve Austin. Why are you guys laughing? What's so funny?
Whoa,
hey, Stone Cold was out of pocket.
He was.
I said, hey, my friend gave me this ticket. Somebody might be in the main event. You want to, don't do something I wouldn't do. What? Like, just instigating drama. Like, just totally out of pocket.
He just had a buddy that had a ticket. What is he? Let the ticket go to waste? Like, give me this buddy Goldberg.
This man went and bought a ticket and then just because the fans is watching. If they find out I actually bought this ticket, it would be hell rain down on me. So I'm gonna just say a friend gave me this ticket that I just happened to have, just one ticket. Where was the friend at? Why'd they have a pair?
He was busy.
That's crazy. Talking about don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Now, motherfucker, I watched you spray beer on your boss. Before and after whooping his ass.
No. Here's what happened. 4 straight weeks. This happened. This dude wins the belt, and then Kane and Taker get mad at that, and they break Vince's leg. Dude shows up in the hospital the next week, beat Vince's ass. At some point, the cement truck came into play. The next week after this. The week after that, the beer truck, or it was a Zamboni, one of those two. A whole month straight, dude was wilding.
When you put it that way,
what would you not do at this point?
Right.
I suppose, yeah. When you put it that way, I guess he was relatively out of pocket. Yes, the Steven.
100,010%.
Yeah, well, it continues in 2004, instigating these two big behemoths against each other. And man, I look at this and we know now this can be a good match. As per WrestleMania 33 that they had their match.
Yep.
awesome match. Even like the
Survivor
squash.
Series.
Yeah, the squash was entertaining. This should have been the Survivor Series match. Like pretty much beat for beat, I feel like. But instead, they went with the mistake they've made with Goldberg this entire run of his, is putting him in 15+ minute matches when his whole thing is like volatile, like get in there, spear, get out. But now we're just circling each other, some shitty shoulder blocks, test of strength. This was just, it is like a notorious match.
Elbows.
It's like,
normally, like when it's like a notorious match like this, I come out being like, oh, it wasn't quite as bad as I remember. But this one is like, yeah, it was pretty shit.
Every time I watch it, like, yeah, this shit sucks.
it's like, I know y'all rehearsed it. Like, how are y'all out there looking like you can't figure out what exactly you want to do?
Were they rattled by the crowd, do you think?
Brock was. I don't know if Goldberg was. Like, Goldberg was.
I feel like Brock quit. Like, once the crowd wasn't fucking with it, like, it's my last night anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like,
yeah, that noise got to him fast. And Goldberg was just like, oh, fuck these people. Like, he was just like down to do whatever, but Brock was kind of just like, yo, this is.
Goldberg
this
knew
is
he was
not
going
cool.
over, so he's like, oh, whatever, we'll get there.
It's like, this shit is not
plus,
cool.
like, you factor in Goldberg's like, how much older is Goldberg to Brock at this point? Brock is only like 23. He's still pretty young, still pretty, in the immature mindset a little bit.
Right.
Goldberg
like,
was like
any 23-year-old at work, they know that's their last day of working. They're gonna have that mindset too.
Got a little senioritis, you're saying?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Goldberg
was like late 30s.
I think they're like
36?
10 years apart. I just had it. I blocked it out. So 66 to 70. So 11 years older.
Oh, okay.
Here.
Okay.
I thought they would have been closer. I guess not.
Yeah, you got a guy in his mid-30s. He got a kid and shit. Like,
right.
Yeah.
I think Gage was just born. Like, he couldn't afford to not be doing no bullshit. It looks bad, when you try to do other shit.
Yeah.
Because we all, I mean, whatever. Goldberg wins, spear jackhammer. Like, there's nothing to this match. Brock goes to the Vikings after this, right? I'm pretty sure that's where we're on the timeline.
Yep.
What does Goldberg do? Does he just go and chill in his muscle cars?
He was in the longest yard.
Yeah, he was doing some movies. He did there was some other movie that he did. That Santa Claus movie. He did the
Santa's Sleigh.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
He wore the shirt at No Way Out. When he went there, he had a Santa's Sleigh t-shirt on. Which is I've never seen the movie, but I need to. I desperately need to. It's got to be great.
Yeah.
He was also in SVU around this time too.
I was about to say that might have been when he started the episode bugging the fuck out. Yo,
I bet you he's in a lot of straight to DVD movies.
Probably.
Like Steve Austin. Like I was like on Amazon Prime or something. Like I just typed in his name and it's just like movie after movie. I was like, what is this? It's just like,
when did he do this?
Yeah, just a bald guy with gun. It's one of those. I assume he probably had a similar route, but
yeah.
I was on Peacock and I just seen James Storm randomly on like Yellowstone, I think was the show.
Oh, really? He was on Yellowstone. That makes sense.
That's on brand. Right in the ballpark.
Sorry about your damn luck. But yeah, Goldberg, Brock Lesnar. We all know. I mean, again, could have been a squash, wasn't. They just tried to draw this out, which I think ultimately was the issue. The crowd was having none of it. I feel like people know what this is, but walks out with Steve giving the stunner to both guys, which they're both out of here. Fuck them, I guess. And send the crowd, not send them home happy, but have them be happy for a second. So it was
briefly.
It's the least they could have done, like in that instance, bro.
Yeah,
y'all had them sit through this bullshit for about 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, man.
Like the least you could do is have Stone Cold stunner somebody and then have a beer bath. Like it's WrestleMania. Give me something.
Right. Yeah, it went on way too long.
I think this was like over 15 minutes, which is crazy. I mean, the first like 7 is just them like circling and staring at each other and staring at the crowd.
They didn't want to lock up. I mean, they didn't need to be locking up, but they didn't want to engage or nothing. They just
you sold out. You sold out.
Yeah.
13 minutes 43 seconds is crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's too
I don't know if I believe that rumor that Shane was in there leading some of them chants. Like it would make sense, but probably ain't true.
I
Probably
guess.
is just some bullshit.
Don't know, but yeah. So toodles to those guys, I guess. I mean, crazy just to have these like two. Brock's only 2 years in to his run. Goldberg just came in there for a year, and they both were world champions, just like in the thick of it for their entire runs, and then they're just gone. Like it's wild how that happens.
Yeah.
But hey, speaking of people that are gone, we got Vince McMahon out here. Comes out to thank the audience. I don't know, this whole like stretch of things. You got the evening gown match, you got the shitty cruiserweight match, this Goldberg Brock match. Now we're just meandering Vince out there to thank the audience. Like, good googly moogly. Can we have like something?
This was
some delicious food.
And there was no intermission on this show, so it was just like give him 40 minutes of some bullshit. Let him just recharge.
I guess, yeah. That's a way to look at it. The popcorn time continues though after that with the WWE tag team titles on the line, the SmackDown tag titles. We got the team of Rikishi and Scotty 2 Hotty taking on the APA, taking on the Basham brothers, taking on the world's greatest tag team. I'm looking at this. Yeah, I think I actually did prefer this one, but it was pretty equally forgettable.
Better names. The Basham brothers suck too. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the only like downside of it. Like Shelton and Charlie, for what they had as a tag team, chemistry wise, they were fire. APA, that never gets old to me. As long as they were able to go, I'm watching it. Because JBL got the best clothesline out of anybody in wrestling. It's just
Ron Simmons got the best spine buster of all time.
It's just cold.
Yeah.
It's cold.
It was chaotic and violent one. And it was the only spot that like I noted was Shelton. It was like he had his arms wrapped around Rikishi, and Rikishi just like shoves his ass out, and Shelton goes flying like out of the ring, over the ropes, across the ring. Shelton was doing his Shawn Michaels 2005 SummerSlam in this match. He was bumping all over the place. Stink face to Charlie Haas. Bashams are in here. One of them gets decapitated with a clothesline from hell from Bradshaw. Then Bradshaw tries to do the same to Rikishi, but he counters into a Samoan drop and then gives the old bonsai drop to Doug Basham, I think, maybe. Who cares? Too Cool wins, retains the titles. And we get a post-match worm, which was weird. Well, why wouldn't that just be the finish? I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't know. He just didn't know what to do for a second, and they weren't into like the dance mode just yet, so he was just doing whatever.
Yeah, we're far and away from peak Too Cool. Unfortunately, I don't think the crowd didn't seem to be too into it. They had all the fireworks and the dancing and the worms, and the crowd's just like, all right, can we get like Eddie Guerrero or somebody out here?
They're tired at this point.
Yeah.
Well, they've just been beaten down by just like an hour of bullshit before that. And we get it continues. we get first of all, we get an Edge vignette, which is pretty sick. So he's coming back. He's been gone for over a year at this point. But then I completely forgot about this. Jesse the Body Ventura comes out.
Man, I just found it funny that they had to put together a whole coup to shut down him trying to unionize, but he gonna give this motherfucker almost 10 minutes to go out in front of his show at WrestleMania to talk to Trump about getting support for a presidential campaign in 2008.
Man, just went out there begging for money in front of the whole world.
Right. What?
I mean, in the hindsight watching this is crazy. Like you say, Jesse comes out, he sees Donald Trump. The
host, my son Donald Jr. enjoying WrestleMania.
He's just the exact same guy. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And he's like, Vince is a great guy. Love him. Does a lot of great work. And Jesse is like, hey, Donald, what do you think about me being president? I think we need a wrestler in the White House. And Donald's is like, all right, if you think so, bud. You just wait. You just wait. And,
Give him that Cam Newton.
Right.
It's all right.
It was tough. It was tough. Yeah, it's just a wild
man.
segment in hindsight. Of course, we talking to the future president. There is going to be a Hall of Famer, a WWE Hall of Famer in the White House soon. Not you, Jesse. Not
man.
you, sir. And then the hits just keep on coming. We got the women's title on the line. Title versus hair. Victoria defending against Molly Holly. Man, and if Molly loses, she has to get her head shaven, which I don't know. It was in the story here is that like this is the only reason this got on the card is because of these stakes.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was confirmed by Molly. She had to beg somebody to get 5 minutes. Not even that. I don't think the match was 5 minutes. It was just like barely under 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Shout out
but
to
like
Molly, though.
it created a moment.
Yeah, I mean the best stuff was the post match of this. So I don't know here.
They played the vignette for Eddie and Kurt's match, and then you come back and they still cutting her hair. Like, y'all couldn't make sure that this was wrapped up.
I mean, it was a fine match. It was obviously the crowd's not into it. Commentary is not even into it. At one point, Jerry Lawler asks Jim Ross if he likes granny panties. And then JR is like, I don't even wear underwear. It's like, what are we doing, guys? What are we? What's
Fuck up.
Oh.
Slap some barbecue sauce on that. And Molly hits a sunset powerbomb for a 2 count. Then she goes for the Widow's Peak on Victoria, trying to use her move against her. But Victoria has it, knows how to counter it, and counters it with a backslide for the 1, 2, 3. So Molly loses and has to get her head shaven. So she runs away, runs through the curtain. Victoria chases her. But Molly, it was all set up. Molly knocks her out and tries to shave her. I think the clippers weren't plugged in or whatever the hell. You had the stupid barber on the worthless barber. It didn't do anything.
Man.
Like, bro, you got a job to do. This is your biggest check you done gotten your whole career of cutting hair. And you don't even got your setup ready.
Got his bow tie on just to be bullshitting over there.
Bro.
Oh, man.
I know a last chair when I see one.
Yes.
It was yeah, so whatever. And then eventually Victoria counters. Like all this action was more heated than like the stuff in the ring. Victoria counters with hairspray to the eyes. Smashes Molly's head on the barber's table and then straps her in. Straps Molly into this chair with the little fucking goofy gimmicks on the armrests and just belts her in. And then starts shaving Molly's head. And like you said, the barber, the trained guy that got paid to do this, if he would have shaved Molly's head, maybe they would have finished it before the next match. But it was not
Incompetence.
Terrible.
Victoria for Hall of Fame too, please.
Yes.
It's crazy that she's not in the Hall of Fame. It's crazy. Like, all respect to like Beth Phoenix and Michelle McCool. It's crazy that they went in before Victoria.
Right.
Yeah.
Victoria's not married to a wrestler, so that's probably the problem. So we move on from that. Well, kind of. It's still happening technically, but we got the WWE title on the line. Eddie Guerrero defending against Kurt Angle. Finally something good. It's been forever. It feels like on this show. Man, what can we say about this, dude? Kurt Angle won the triple threat match at No Way Out to earn this opportunity, but then progressed to make it more personal. Says that Eddie's a drug addict, and drug addicts should not be WWE champion. You're gonna hurt the morals of this country, and I'm gonna save America by taking your title away, says Kurt Angle. And we get to the match itself, and it was about as good as I remember. I mean, you got Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle out there. It's only going to be the floor of this match is great. So, what did you guys think?
It was my favorite match.
I love it.
It was my favorite match on the show. We actually reviewed this match a year ago. YouTube took it down, so it is not available anymore.
Yo,
but yeah, it took it down real quick. But I think it was crazy because like this is around the time Kurt Angle was off like 60 Vicodin a day, and you out here being judgmental to a former drug addict, somebody who defeated their demons already.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're projecting, but neither here nor there. Before Eddie Guerrero won the WWE title, I never looked at him as like a main event guy or a potential main event guy. Like they never tried it, so it wasn't a thought in my mind. So when he won the belt, I was just like, because this is back in the day, they never showed what happened on the SmackDown pay-per-views on Raw. You had to watch Raw. You had to watch SmackDown to find out what happened. So like, I'm waiting the whole week, and I just find out Eddie Guerrero won the belt from Brock. I'm like, he won? What the fuck? So like, I was like, well, shit, okay. Like, I like Eddie Guerrero. I was just like, let's roll with it. Let's see where this goes. And Kurt Angle did the absolute most in helping solidify Eddie Guerrero as a main eventer in this match. Like, because I didn't really believe it until WrestleMania, until this program. It just took him to that level. And like he wasn't that for long because he just immediately moves into the program with Bradshaw kind of after this. And like Eddie did the same for Bradshaw, helped establish him as a main eventer. Because like, who the fuck was looking at Bradshaw as a main event guy in 2004? I wasn't. So Eddie did the same thing that Kurt did for him. Like they just made, just carried that on, made each other look better. This is Eddie's best ever lie, cheat, and steal finish too.
Oh,
this is my favorite one by far.
Yeah, that was genius shit. And it's funny, like JBL,
it was a chess move. Like
yes,
like any other time he's just like blatantly cheating, but like this time it was a chess move. It worked out perfectly. Like it made an already great match even better. Like this is my favorite match on the whole show.
Yeah, this was dope. JBL, low key, he saw what Kurt was doing with this, slandering Eddie, and just said, "Let me turn this shit all the way up when I get my belt."
Hey, do you see what JBL's doing in AAA right now?
No.
Yeah.
Oh boy. What's he doing?
He cut a promo on AAA's Twitter a few days ago about how he's going to buy AAA. He's like putting Alberto over as like the greatest Mexican of all time.
No. He said Alberto is the best wrestler in the world, period. That's what he said that out of his mouth.
I heard what I wanted to hear.
Wrestler in the world.
Yuck.
Oh man.
He talked about how filthy Mexico was. Like he just doing the classics and like shit in this environment is fucking working. Like,
that's fantastic. Get back to that border. Go back to where you come from. It is wild in this bracket.
It's so easy to get heat with a gimmick like that nowadays.
It is.
It's like JBL is believable. You don't think about JBL's best friend being like the pinnacle of black wrestling. You don't think about that when you look at him. You just think of this old white man from Texas who's like a multimillionaire outside of wrestling.
Yeah.
It's just like, he racist, but he's not. Like, this dude goes and helps kids in Africa and
you
shit.
Should
like,
be racist. You sure, John? I think you might be racist.
Oh,
I don't know, man.
He do a lot to help his image on the outside too. So like,
yeah.
I mean, even Eddie's was one of his best friends. So yeah, he's
for sure
far from it. But
man, that was good TV, man.
This match was sick, man. I mean, it was very amateur wrestle heavy in the beginning, but it just worked. I mean, Kurt and Eddie, watching these two guys. I mean, Kurt obviously was like controlling the match because I don't know if you guys heard, he was an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling.
Oh,
hey, Kurt was calling spots loud as hell in this match.
Yes.
My God, damn.
It was fine. It was.
Oh, I thought it was like somebody in the office, like next to me and shit. I'm just like, yo, loud as hell, calm down.
That's where John Cena get it from.
Drop down? What? Oh, it's this. Yeah, it was like wrestle heavy, and then it progressed into striking. Like it was just a classic build of a match, and the striking lit a fire in Eddie because they did the whole thing on SmackDown where Eddie was handcuffed and Kurt came out and beat the shit out of him. So it was like, oh, I'm not handcuffed anymore. And Eddie fired back. He countered that German that Kurt went for, and then Eddie countered it until like a spinning DDT was so clean. Frog splash, 2 count. Kurt picks the ankle, but Eddie rolls through and sends Kurt to the outside. Eddie's ankle is seemingly broken. He unties his boot to relieve some of the pressure. Kurt back in, grabs that ankle, but the boot slips off. And Eddie capitalizes with a small package with the ropes. I mean, the way he did that and perfectly hooked the... So he lied about the ankle injury. He cheated with the ropes, and he stole the win by God. Perfect. Yeah. Everything about this perfect. Man. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like, cause you know, and that's just a testament to how well somebody knows their opponent, how much you study a guy. Cause you know, if you even show a little bit of vulnerability, he's like a shark when there's blood in the water. He's like, he's just gonna like, oh shit, this my time. So like he knew that. I love the finish, bro. I love it, bro. Yeah, every time I watch it, I'm like, this is my shit.
Hell yeah.
I love Eddie Guerrero too.
Like there's a whole video where I break down that the best partner Kurt had in the ring to me was Rey Mysterio, but him and Eddie could cook on any given day. Make no mistake about it.
That's SmackDown 6, man. What a time. Mm-hmm. What a time. Man.
Hey, the SmackDown 6 or the 4 pillars of AEW, which one you going with?
Shit.
How do I kick people from this room? Oh, where's this button? Jack Perry or Eddie Guerrero? Oh, let me think. I don't know, man.
Hey, MJF don't even got that much steam
which
anymore.
Texas Mexican wrestler is the best one between Sammy and Eddie? Which one you going with?
Does Sammy even wrestle anymore?
I don't know. Who cares?
He's like the Ring of Honor tag team bullshit champion, I think, right?
We don't watch it.
I just see him making videos with
There's like 800 people that watched it.
That's it.
Yeah, what is up with Sammy and Tay becoming like this Facebook like skit couple out of nowhere? I hate it. It makes sense though. It's on brand for them.
Basically.
Let's be honest.
Gotta do something.
Right.
Well, at least none of them were buried alive, but you know who was? The Undertaker was. At Survivor Series, he was buried by his brother, Kane. So now Kane is here to take on, allegedly, The Undertaker. But The Undertaker is buried alive. We saw him pass away in front of us. There's no way he could possibly come back, but we forget that he's a dead man. So that's what it is. The dead man gimmick is back for The Undertaker, taking on Kane. Paul Bearer is here with Taker. I like the story. You know, Kane thought his brother had become just a common pedestrian. He was no longer a monster, so he took care of him. And then it makes sense to, like, you know, he kills him and then he comes back and now he's a dead man. It all makes sense, I guess. But what do you guys think of this look for Undertaker here? Pants, hair.
Man, the hair didn't grow back fast enough.
No, it was very bad.
They did the best they could under the circumstances. I have to give an A for effort, but I'm gonna stress the effort part of that. Because like we know we had some catching up to do, but I mean,
you'll get there. Yeah,
we do. We had Paul Bearer out there. You know, we got Druids. You know what I'm saying? We made it look decent, so I can't be mad at it.
Yeah. That entrance was good, though. I mean, like you said, the Druids, they each had the flaming torches and just the angle that Taker comes out, going through
that was flames.
Sick entrance. Yeah. Sick way to bring him back. But then he gets in there and he's just a guy with... He's the exact same guy he was a few months ago with a hat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When it comes down to it. then
like...
Yeah.
I think like the week after he comes out with the bandana underneath the hat, I'm like, that'll make sense.
He's confused.
Like, what is we doing? Oh,
I don't know.
Undertaker loves him a bandana, don't
he? He do.
Big bandana guy.
Hey, like all of a sudden, Undertaker start dressing like he a member of Ballers from Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
Cholo Taker. I like
just out of nowhere, just wearing purple, you know, purple Pendletons, you know, the button down with the purple bandana, like you out here gangbanging.
Looking like Dom Mysterio out of here. Come on now.
High key.
Sheesh.
Taker's here. Kane is just befuddled. You're not real, he says.
No.
Which I did like the performance from Kane here. He's like reaching out. You're not real.
Yeah, he closed his eyes.
It was good stuff. It was good stuff. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this didn't do any favors for Kane. I don't think.
No.
I mean, we're fresh off of his like peak in terms of being a scary guy. He's lighting people on fire. Now he's just a guy.
Electrocuting nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
like Crash Out Kane in 03 was some good shit, but like 04,
Crash Out.
Like he just turned soft. Once Taker came back, he was soft. He was out here trying to settle down and shit after this. Like
trying to have babies with Lita. The whole thing.
In this calendar year, he kidnaps Lita, impregnates her, tombstones Linda on the stage, threw RVD through like the lights or whatever, electrocuting Shane and his testicles, and then I think, was it this year or the next year he tombstones a priest? I think it was the next year.
Was it the priest at Edge and Lita's wedding?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, he was tripping.
Yeah, and I think that's safe to say. But it all spiraled here because of this Taker business. It was a short match. It was about probably like 5 minutes or so. At least it felt like it. But the crowd was super amped to see a classic Dead Man Taker here. The old school. He goes for the old school, but Kane catches him into a choke slam, which I thought was a pretty sick spot. I feel like I've never really seen that before. Kane is like, "Oh, I got him." And he's like celebrating. Then he turns around. Then we get the classic Taker sit up, which we hadn't seen in a long time. So the crowd pops huge for that. And ultimately, Taker hits the choke slam on Kane. And then right after that, the crowd chants for the tombstone. So he does it, hits it. Brutal looking tombstone, by the way. I mean, it looked really good. And gets the 1, 2, 3 with his coconut hairdo, but it is what it is. Taker comes back, he gets the win, and he's 12-0 at WrestleMania. So I think this accomplished what it set out to do.
Yeah. It's kind of a similar story to 14. Like, Kane was a habitual line stepper then, he was a habitual line stepper here. And it just got to the point where Taker was like, all right, cool. Now I gotta give you these hands. But I think 14 was a slightly better match. This one was kind of just about the moment than it was the match. So
yeah. This definitely felt like a segment in between two world title matches, which it was a good moment, to be fair. So
yeah,
it was honestly a little better than I remember. I think because Kane and Undertaker have had some stinkers in the past, but this one was fine for what it was, I thought.
Yeah.
Well,
they would have some stinkers after this.
So that's the show, everybody. So show's over, and nothing else following that, right?
Very anticlimactic main event there.
Yeah, I guess. But there is some post-show stuff here. We got the world title on the line here. We got Triple H defending against Shawn Michaels and the Royal Rumble winner, Chris Benoit. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. So you sent me that screen cap of New Jack. I don't think I'd actually ever watched that interview, so I was curious. So I looked it up, and man, I'm starting to think New Jack doesn't like Chris Benoit.
No, I don't think so either.
Nah.
It was so you didn't watch it, DC? I'm assuming.
This is my third time. Like I said, I think it's my third time watching this match since June 2007.
Right.
Like I can't enjoy it. Like I can't watch anything. Like I can watch bits and pieces of the first Money in the Bank, but just like you see the certain things that he does in that match, and you're just like, oh, this might have, exaggerated the situation a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like dude had like early CTE or some shit,
Mm-hmm. Like I'm kind of the opposite. Most of his matches I can watch. It's the segments that I kind of like I look at like the thing with Eddie.
Yeah, I don't want to hear him
backstage, like,
talk.
that was what kind of just goes off of, like, when it's not too crazy. Like the match with him and Kurt at the Rumble 03, masterpiece. I can watch that. This match, I love watching. But it's just like some segments and stuff like that, I just like, because I just, certain signs that you see in hindsight. But look, when you have a list of the great triple threat matches, there's a short list, and this is on it. Like, you can't have it without it. Like, even, morbid history aside, the three talents involved, they couldn't have had a bad match, but like, this one kind of hit it out the park for real.
No, dude, this great match. I mean, all that aside, like you said, and especially when you see well, first of all, we should say that this pretty much set the blueprint for the current women's world title feud with Io, Rhea, and Bianca. Yeah. Like, beat for beat, interrupting the contract signing your name to get into the, even at this point, as of recording, I don't think it's been made official yet to be a triple threat, but
it will be.
Assuming it will be, but
got a lot of triple threats coming up.
Triple threat. I mean, it was a good. I mean, by nature, it was very chaotic, but I think it worked. They took turns pairing off with each other. Do we think any like a singles match with any combination of these three would have been better than this?
I thought of that because it's like, on the flip, if Chris hadn't jumped to Raw to get in the world title match, if it's him and Eddie and Shawn and Triple H 1-on-1, we're probably having similar conversations about this show overall. The only thing is, like, now Kurt's off, or we don't know what he's going to be doing. But right. Kurt and like Chris and Eddie, that still would have been a great match. I don't know if it would have been the same, but it would have been a great match. We know what Shawn and Triple H can do together. But we had just seen them. We had the match on Raw, the Rumble, the Last Man Standing. It's like there was so much that they could do one-on-one again. It's like it would have been a hard bar to pass over. That's the only thing. Chris and Triple H, I don't know. They had a match at Vengeance. I gotta watch that back. I don't remember how decent that was, but
Hell in Cell.
Yeah, and
yeah.
The Benoit.
Oh wait, I'm thinking Jericho. My bad.
Yeah, Jericho. They're all Canadian. They're all the same. Chris Benoit and Shawn Michaels, I feel like, is a pair that wasn't explored enough, like as a singles. Like the thought of them just having like a major singles program, like I think that would have been really good. But ultimately, though, I think this triple threat scenario I think it worked out for the best, because I mean there was like no fat to this match. I mean, like you said, it was two guys going at it, then one tags in basically. Obviously, you got the personal vendetta of Triple H and Shawn Michaels. We're still fresh off of that Last Man Standing from the Royal Rumble. There's a certain point, like it's like back and forth. Shawn's bleeding buckets after he gets catapulted by Benoit into the ring post. Like, geez, Louise, man.
Yeah.
They're out there. They're fighting by the announce table, and then Triple H and Shawn Michaels, they look at each other and decide to suplex Benoit from one announce table to the other to eliminate him from the scenario so that it can be just one-on-one. So they get a little taste of what it would have been had it just been a one-on-one match. Both guys are bleeding, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, as are they with any match they have against each other. Ultimately, though, like, it's Triple H pedigree to Shawn, everybody's down. And then you can hear the crowd roar as Benoit gets back up, like off camera. I forgot how like pro Benoit this crowd was. Like they were even booing Shawn Michaels at certain points in this match.
Yeah.
So thank God it worked out how it did, I guess. But ultimately, Benoit has a sharpshooter on Triple H, gets hit with probably the most violent sweet chin music I've seen.
That is a top 5 for Shawn. Like.
Yeah,
that is a drive-by super kick. It's just like
the cell was crazy too.
Yeah.
No style points, just pure, just boot in your
And
face.
the camera work. Look, we said it last episode. Kevin Dunn does never miss an assignment as far as camera work. That with the kick together just makes this picture perfect.
Yeah, for sure. And Sean goes for another sweet chin music on the Benoit, but Benoit tosses him over the top rope, locks in the crossface on Triple H. He almost gets to the ropes, but Benoit flips him over and locks it in the center of the ring. Very dramatic. Triple H is bleeding all over Benoit's hands, and then he's forced eventually to tap out. New world champion, Chris Benoit. He finally did it. And everybody, Benoit wins, and then Eddie's in the ring, the confetti, and two guys hugging in the middle of the ring. It's very, I mean, it's sad to watch now, obviously, for so many reasons. But at the time, man, like, you know, I'm watching all this like early WCW, ECW stuff, and to see like where those guys started in this country and how long they worked, like there is, I can still get a sense of like, not happiness, but it's just like, wow, these guys did it kind of thing. But it's a very emotional way to close the show, whether you're watching live or watching today. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of supposed to be. It was kind of supposed to be that, like, there's a lot of moments of like a crowning a new era, essentially, and unfortunately, that's not really what happened because both guys kind of fizzled out on those world title runs shortly after.
Yeah,
but it was one of those moments that was supposed to be, because like you said, the journey that they went through, where they started at, that typically that's not the main event guy that Vince goes for, neither of them. So this was like pivotal, but the combination of the world title reigns not lasting long, and then what happens just a year to 2 years later, it's like there's a lot of mixed feeling that you take away from that ending, which makes it rough. But
yeah,
the moment itself was special. It's just a lot attached to it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it's like it's even in hindsight, like it's crazy to see Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit closing out a WrestleMania. Like that's just
Right.
never. You don't see that ever, and like you said, unfortunately, it didn't really amount to what it should have. But crazy to see in hindsight, regardless. But yeah, so that's WrestleMania 20, boys. What do we? Any other thoughts on this show? Anything that we missed that we didn't cover?
No, that was everything.
Yeah.
I was I can watch it back. Like I said, it's a nostalgia trip. Like I think about that time watching, and it's like I remember everything leading up to this. So like every single match, I kind of remember majority of the background to everything.
Yeah.
And it's a show I can put on and watch and enjoy. Like it's not like some WrestleManias that drag a little bit, and just like WrestleMania 29 is very long to watch,
Yeah.
and it's about the same amount of length. Just for comparison's sake, like some WrestleManias drag. This one, it had its low spots. It had a large chunk of. It's like, okay, this is not necessary. This is not necessary. But it was it was solid though. It was a solid piece of, for an anniversary show, a major anniversary show. It was good.
True.
It was better than the 25th.
Is it? I mean, Sean Taker, I guess that's pretty much it though, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a one.
You had a Divas Battle Royal that was won by Santino Morello.
Santino. I think it was Santina, actually. I have to review the tape, but don't know. But speaking of,
identified as Santina, but that was Santina.
Well, I identify you two as some great podcast hosts. Young Kings Wrestling, appreciate you guys returning to the show, watching some wrestling, coming on, talking about it. Where can everybody find your beautiful faces and listen and watch and taste and all that stuff.
Young Kings Wrestling is available on all streaming platforms where podcasts are available, primarily Spotify. So go ahead and subscribe, follow everywhere, including the YouTube channel at ykwrestling.com, or you can just simply type in at ykwrestling on whatever social media that you are on, and we should pop up. We're not on Blue Sky, but we're everywhere else.
Not on Blue Sky. I forgot about. Are people still doing the Blue Sky thing?
I guess.
I tried.
I'm like
Japanese soldier kept fighting after 29 years type beat.
Once again, thank you to TC and Riq from the Young Kings Wrestling Podcast. Always a good old time with those boys. Go check out the Young Kings Wrestling Podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, as well as YouTube. All their information in the description. All my information in the description. Huh? Imagine it was somewhere else. What else? What else is there to say? I mean, this show was all about where it all begins again. But this is the part of the podcast where it all ends again. I was hoping something more clever would pop into my mind. I didn't really know where I was going with that, and I'm not too happy with the results. But I don't feel like recording something else, so we're just going to leave it in. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Always appreciated. Truly, truly. Make sure to tune in next week for a live Apron Bump podcast talking WrestleMania 41. Until then, I'll bid you adieu. Mwah. I'm hard.
Yeah. It's the hardest. Talk around and disregard it. Strip you off the ground, show you what hard is. Standing strong and proud, nothing can knock it. Let's get it started. It's the hardest. Talk around and disregard it. Strip you off the ground, show you what hard is. Standing strong and proud, nothing can knock it. Let's get it started.